If you want to start your own online business or Etsy shop as a teen, or maybe you are the parent of a teen who wants to start an Etsy business, here's what you need to know to get started on Etsy and help support your teen's goals along the way. I'm going to show you how to set up your Etsy shop and what you need to know about selling on Etsy as a minor in this short video. Using Etsy to start an online shop is quick and super easy, and truly anyone can learn how to make extra money on Etsy selling digital, printable, or even handmade products online. But one important thing to note is that Etsy does require the account holder and the Etsy seller to be over 18 years old. Anyone under 18 is considered a minor on Etsy, and they're not allowed to create an account. This is regardless if they plan to buy or sell on the platform. If Etsy believes that a minor is running an account on their own, this is a violation of their policies and they will suspend the account. For minors who are ages 13 to 17, Etsy states that they are permitted to use the platform only if they have permission and direct supervision and involvement from their parent or legal guardian. The account must be created with the parent or legal guardian's information. So this is very important when you set up your account. If you're a teen or the parent of the teen wanting to sell on Etsy, you need to use the parent's legal name, legal information to set up the account. So as long as the parent creates that account under their own name, so they're the ones legally responsible for the Etsy shop, any teen can learn how to sell on Etsy, and it's a great way to start the business with their parents' permission and involvement. And once they turn 18, the account can be set up underneath their name. So let me show you how to create an Etsy shop. Keep in mind that whatever email you associate your account with, it's going to stay that way. So make sure that you have the right account. But all you need to do is create one. And then when you have an account with your email address and your name, you're going to be able to sell on Etsy and click Get Started. You'll need to answer a few simple questions here. You can mark any of these, but we're going to skip this. Okay, so these are the basic steps here that we will need to set up. So we're going to need to name your shop, add at least one product, set up your bank account information, and then you'll be ready to go. So you're going to set up your shop language and your currency, and then add in your shop name. So when you're picking your shop name, you can kind of go one or two routes if you don't already have a name in mind. One, you could kind of think about like, what are you selling? What do people know you for? Maybe it's Nana's Baked Goods or Kara's Templates or something like that. Or you can go the SEO route and make sure that you include in your name the type of product that you want to sell so that you kind of come up in search results. So for example, if I knew I was selling stickers, I might want to use the word stickers in my shop name. It might be a little bit tricky to find something that isn't already taken. So let's just try a couple of things here. We can try tailors, templates. Looks like this is already taken, but it gives me a few other options here, but maybe templates by Taylor is already taken. You can also change this later, so you don't have to decide on something. And in fact, before you actually publish your shop, you can change this as often as you want. Once you publish your shop, you can change it 5 times. Okay, we'll go with this. Templates done fast. Might not be the best shop name, but we're just creating a demo, right? All right, so the next thing that you're doing is creating your very first listing. And listings are the products that you have for sale. So you're going to need photos and you're going to need the actual product if you are selling digital. There are a few very important elements to any Etsy product, so I'm going to go through those step by step. And just for simplicity's sake here, we're going to use some example photos that I have in my desktop of a digital product from one of my other shops. We'll just use this as a placeholder. So there we go. Okay, Ultimate Retreat Planning Guide. So this is a digital product that is in one of my Etsy shops. Now, this picture wouldn't necessarily be the best picture for the header image. I have some others here though. So now you can see that Etsy gives you 10 spaces for images. You really want to max those out and add as many of those as you can. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this here. And you really want to fill those out with all 10 photos if you can. You also have the option to add a video. You can, even if you're selling digital, you can create video animations or short little videos in Canva, and I highly recommend that you fill these out. The next part of the product listing that is extremely important is your Etsy shop title. So you want to use clear over cute or clear over clever. And in this particular case, now, why am I choosing these particular phrases? If you're brand new to Etsy, you might not know the term SEO yet. And SEO stands for search engine optimization. It basically means we need to help Etsy help customers find us. So by adding in these particular multi-word phrases, we're going to help match what kind of products people are searching for on Etsy. And there are more tools and more resources to help you know what goes in your title, but you do want to think about what words are people going to search for. And in this particular case, the product is a planning guide for planning quilt retreats. So that's what I'm going to have right here. And if I were really creating this listing, I would want to spend a little bit more time on making sure I was making the most of the title. You'll need to fill out this information. So I can say I made it, it's a finished product, and I made the product recently. You'll also need to search in categories for the most applicable product category. So you want to search what your product is. In this case, I'm probably going to go with planner templates, but like, for example, if I was selling jewelry, I would start my search with jewelry and then choose which of these categories is going to make the most sense for the particular product. Now, what's below that, depending on your category, is going to be different. Usually color is always there, but like, let's say you were selling jewelry and we're selling monogram necklaces. You can see the attributes are different. We have options for gemstones, color, size, is the jewelry adjustable, recycled, things like that. So you will have different attributes depending on which category that you are in. And you want to fill those out as best as you can. Now, if there's something that like doesn't match your product at all, you don't have to fill it out, but anything general, you want to make sure you fill those attributes out completely. Now, below that is how often you want your product to be renewed when the listing expires. And you pay 20 cents for a 4-month listing time period on Etsy. So you can either manually renew them when the product expires, or every 4 months, Etsy will automatically bill your account 20 cents for that product. The next thing you're going to do is fill out your product description. Oh, and we have the digital products. Your product description needs to be relevant to the customer, but also detailed and specific to the product. So the first 1 to 2 sentences should say something that would be speaking to the customer. Now, I am showing you how I would create this description, but the first thing I'm going to do is have an emotional call to action of like why they're buying it, because they want to have the best time with their friends. I've also put in a few keywords in there: quilt retreat, retreat schedule, shopping, games, fun, things like that. Then below that, I would include all of the features of the product. So what's included? You want to make this more detailed than what I'm showing you in this example, but checklist, printables, payment tracker, and so on. If you're selling digital, you also want to include this is a digital product. No physical item will be shipped to you. You also want to include, if you're selling digital or printable, all of the instructions, what people need to know. What kind of printing will it require? What kind of file format is it in? What else they might need to know to be able to download or access your template, things like that. If you were selling print on demand, you would need to add your production partners here. And then the next most important thing, so brand new Etsy beginners, listen up, are your Etsy tags. These help you get found in the search too. So there's 3 critical things that you need to take away from this. 1 is the title, 1 is the description, and 1 is the tags. So we want these to match closely to our title. So I will put things like quilt retreat, quilt planner, printable, quilt guide. Now, these are going to be short, searchable phrases, just like the title, where you want to match what people are searching for. And you want to learn a little bit more about SEO. You can do that by subscribing to our YouTube channel. We have other videos on Etsy SEO. All right, and then you'll put in your pricing here. Let's just put in a placeholder price, and then we are ready to go. Now with digital files, you're going to see a space right here that says upload files. You can add up to 5 digital files per listing. If you're a physical product seller, you don't need to add anything here. This won't show up for you. If you find that your files are too big, you can always zip them, compress them, add a link to a different folder like a Dropbox or something like that. And that's all that you need to do for your actual Etsy listing to continue getting your shop set up. Great job on your first listing. Now, you are going to want to add more Etsy listings. You don't want to have just one thing in your shop. They recommend that you start with 5. The more is better. New shops should probably work towards 15 to 20, but this is an example of what it looks like. So we're going to hit continue. And then the next thing you're going to need to do is set up your financial information. So keep in mind that you will need to include a business bank account, or if you are a sole proprietor, you'll include your personal but separate account. You want to keep this separate from your personal finances, but all of your information is secure, but they will be reporting you for taxes. One quick note here is if you are selling on Etsy, you're not required to file as a certain type of business. You can file as an individual, just like any other kind of side hustle income, or maybe you're filing with a business LLC or something similar. I am not a financial or legal expert, so this is not financial advice. You're going to want to decide which one makes the most sense for you. Now, I won't be able to proceed from here because I would have to enter my financial information to continue with this tutorial, but that's basically it as far as the steps that you need to take. Is you will set up how to get paid, then you'll set up billing, and billing is how Etsy will charge you for your 20 cents per listing setup fees. It's really inexpensive, but they will need to have somewhere that they can charge you, like a bank account. And then from there, you'll want to set up your shop policies and start adding more products and fill out your shop's bio and profile, and you'll be ready to go. I hope that you found this short Etsy tutorial helpful. If you want to learn more about how to grow on Etsy and especially how to make extra income with digital and printable products, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel.